if you've clicked this video, you probably want to drop some body fat. So I'm going to go through my morning routine, which has helped me drop 30 pounds over the last 14 weeks. Morning routine isn't the reason why I've dropped the body fat. I want to make that clear. But what a morning routine is going to give you, or what some sort of routine is going to give you, is that structure. It's that habit that you put in place to get certain things done at certain times. And not everyone's going to be able to commit to this, but I want to show you mine to show you exactly what I do that gets me set up nicely for the day to be able to drop the body fat consistently and keep me in a good headspace. Because the one thing that holds a lot of people back when it comes to dropping body fat is going to be this. It's going to be this, and it's going to be the lack of routine, the lack of structure, which then is going to have a knock-on effect on other habits which we need in place to continue to drop body fat. So stick around, watch the full video. I'm going to talk through my exact routine that's helped me drop the 30 pounds over the last 14 weeks. Don't have to use it. You don't have to follow my routine. I'm not saying you need a morning routine, but what I'm saying is routine and structure is going to be key for anyone in a fat loss phase. Any phase you're going to be doing actually, but in a fat loss phase specifically, it's nice to be able to have habits that you can follow and have that structure. If one day is not going to look the exact same, you're not going to die, you can still drop body fat, but this is just a way to have an initial structure and then you can adapt and adjust when you need to. Yeah, sit back, relax and watch the whole video so you can see my exact routine that has helped me drop that amount of body fat in just 14 weeks. Oh yeah, by the way, if you're not subbed to the channel yet and you're new to the channel, please do make sure you subscribe. I post videos about fat loss every single week, including my own journey, including what I'm getting up to. So if you want to follow along and you want to find out more tips and tricks for fat loss or even muscle building, then you're definitely going to want to subscribe. Hey, yay. Hey, yay. Hey, how are we all doing? So we're going to go through my exact morning routine that's helped me drop 30 pounds over the last 14 weeks. Like I said, this is not the exact reason why I've dropped 30 pounds. That's a disclaimer. Before someone comments and says, it's a calorie deficit that helps you drop the pounds, not the routine, of course, but what the routine has done for me is give me some structure, put me in a good headspace from the get-go in the morning, which then is going to make the days more tolerable, especially when you get hungrier and especially when you do get to a level of body fat where you naturally start getting up earlier anyway. Now, the morning routine starts, as always, we wake up, we get out of bed, we go to the pisser, we have a piss, we get everything out of the system, and then we weigh ourselves on that scale. Please make sure when you weigh yourself in the morning completely fasted, you got all the water out your system, you've had a piss, you've had a shit, whatever you're doing, and then step on the scale. That way you are completely fasted and you get a true reflection of what that scale should be. Then with it being my check-in day, I did check in with my coach, so I walked out, took some photos, front, side, back, posed, whatever. But that is because one, I'm competing right now, and two, I do have a coach. So if you don't have a coach, you probably ain't gonna need to take the pictures, but still, once a week, it's still useful to be able to take some pictures to have an understanding of how you're looking and then do little comparisons. So if you are doing this by yourself, I recommend you do that at least once a week. Then once we've taken the check-in shots and we sent them through to the coach, then it's about hydration. So a lot of people go straight towards the coffee, the Monster, whatever sort of caffeine that you want to get your hands on, whatever you prefer. But the first thing you want to do is hydrate. Now, I don't do this through water alone because that is not necessarily going to put you or get you hydrated without drinking a mega amount of water. So we want some form of electrolytes, we want some form of hydration supplement that you can buy, which my personal preference is always going to be Hydromax or Hydroflow. Hydroflow tastes fucking banging. Hydromax also tastes good, but I would, if I'm going to edge towards one, Hydroflow, it's a little bit cheaper as well, but you do get less serving sizes. But once you've had that for me, even without a coffee, even without caffeine, puts me in a position where I feel so much fucking better, so much more awake and actually hydrated. So if you are someone that doesn't hydrate and you're a water dodger, and you normally drink dilute, then, well, swap your dilute for that. Yeah, you can have 1 to 3 servings a day. So if you struggle to get hydrated, get yourself some of that. Then whilst I'm drinking the Hydroflow or the Hydromax, I then will have my morning supplements. So that consists of the health bits that I take and also the other bits which I'm having during this bodybuilding prep, which obviously isn't what everyone's going to be taking, but some sort of health supplements that you can take in the morning, some sort of vitamin D, omega-3, creatine tablets, maybe a multivitamin, a decent one at that. These are the sort of things that you could potentially take in the morning to help you with your internals, with your health, and with some form of supplementation that you could potentially take. But again, it depends on what you require as an individual, what you're potentially deficient on. So that would depend on you. But some of the mega ones that I would potentially take for anyone is going to be omega-3s and vitamin D3 and K2. Those two right there are good, and obviously some creatine, which you can either get in the form of a powder or tablets. Now, powder's a little bit easier. You can have that in your water, in your HydroFlow, in your HydroMax, whatever you want, or the tablets, but you tend to have to take a few more tablets than you normally would for any other supplement. So I'd rather go for the powder. But yeah, supplements get taken whilst I am drinking my HydroFlow. Then we move on to the good stuff, the caffeine. And no, I do not wait an hour and a half or 90 minutes or have some sort of set routine when it comes to when I consume my caffeine. If I want it 45 minutes after I wake up, I have it 45 minutes after I wake up. Because I'm not that guy that's going to spout research and say, well, optimally, if you wait 90 minutes, you're probably going to get more of a beneficial effect from your caffeine intake. I don't give a fuck. Just make sure you're hydrated before you caffeine, because when you do hydrate and then you caffeinate, you are going to get a better experience from your caffeine, and it is going to absorb a little bit better. So make sure you do that. But in terms of when you actually want to drink it when you can, drink it when you want. Okay, I'm doing work at the same time now. I work from home. I'm an online coach, so I do sit on my laptop a majority of the morning, but that keeps me busy. So while I'm drinking the caffeine, that is going to help with my appetite suppression. So I'm getting up around 4 a.m. in the morning at the moment because of where I'm currently at in this prep. But I don't know why I'm doing that, but I drink my coffee. Then I'm doing some work. That helps suppress the appetite. The focus for my work takes away the thinking away from food, keeps the hunger at bay. And then once I've worked for a little bit, I'll potentially either have another coffee, drinking water at the same time, or I will go to the gym to do my cardio, or I'll go out and do some steps. This varies depending on the day. Today's a rest day, so I waited a little bit longer, did a little bit more work for a little bit longer, had a bit more caffeine, had another coffee, then went to the gym and did the Stairmaster, and then did some steppies on the treadmill because I'm already there. So waste of time coming back and going out for a walk when I can do it at the gym. But yeah, then we get back, and that's when now we're doing this video. So yeah, and that is a big part of the reason why I've been able to lose 30 pounds over the last 14 weeks. Of course, consistency plays a role with your food. Of course, you've got to do some form of expenditure, whether that's steps, cardio, whatever you need to do. And of course, you've got to train. But at the same time, the routine that you have, the structure that you have, keeps you in a routine to be able to feel good, to mentally put yourself in a good headspace, which naturally is going to make any fat loss phase easier. Because again, if you are busy in the morning, you've got a good structure, you've got a good routine. This is one thing that's neglected by a lot of people, but they think more about purely the food. They'll think about the expenditure, but they'll get so burnt out because they're so fucked mentally because they're not looking after themselves in terms of having a structure. They'll rush about in the morning, they'll try and make meal preps within fucking 10 minutes. They'll potentially miss the meal preps, and then they fuck for the rest of the day because they might fast up until like 3 p.m. until they can get something, and then eventually you're gonna cave. Whilst if you know your routine, if you know what time you get up, or you could potentially get up earlier, then you are going to put yourself in a much better headspace to be able to drop body fat consistently. And that for me is why a morning routine is essential for anyone. You don't have to copy me. You don't have to live by what I do. You don't have to journal. You don't have to meditate. You don't have to listen to some fucking motivational speech in the morning. You don't have to do any of that. You've got to do what works for you. So if that is literally just wake up, piss, weigh yourself, take some pictures, or piss, weigh yourself, get in the shower, hydrate, caffeinate, or take your supplements while you're hydrating, and then go out for a little walk, or go to the gym and do cardio, or go to work and then do your cardio after work, then you've got to do that. You've got to do what's going to work for you, because at the end of the day, your morning routine is just to set you up for the day, to mentally put you in a good spot, which is going to make any fat loss phase easier. And like I said, this is a big reason why I've been able to drop 30 pounds over the past 14 weeks. And it's that consistency. Whenever my routine has been fucked throughout these past 14 weeks, guess what's happened? My day has felt shit. I've been hungrier, I've been thinking about food more, but the routine does help with how I feel for the rest of the day. And I can truly put my fucking money on that to say it's gonna help you if you put a routine and put some habits in place in the morning to set you up nicely. So, find this video useful, guys, then make sure, please do drop a like on the video. It makes a massive difference to the channel, and the YouTube algorithm gods will push it up further in the algorithm thing, and more people will get shown the video, so it can help them lose some body fat. And if you are someone that is new to the channel and you do want to drop a significant amount of body fat and you need the tips, the tricks, and everything in the book to be able to do it, then please do subscribe, because I will talk about this on a weekly and potentially 2 times a week basis. So please do subscribe to the channel. Plus I also document my own journey as well. So you can see what I do in terms of bodybuilding, my own training, things like that. So you can take some tips away with training as well. So it's not all just going to be fat loss focused. There will be some training content. But like I said, if you're new around here, drop the channel, subscribe, post notifications, turn that on. If you don't, I don't blame you, because I don't do it for anyone. But it might help me get some more views earlier on in the channel to then boost my channel up, which means I can produce better content for you. But yeah, that's it from me, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.